Welcome to RUF After Dark with your hosts, Beard and Weird.
I'm Beard.
And this is Weird. Buckle your backpack and grab your knapsack because you're on RUF After Dark.
This week's podcast on the Least Culture group in the Multicultural Center will feature a recap of last Thursday night, fails of the week, and a new segment, Hot Seat, featuring Eric Larson.
Now, before we get into the show, I want to give not a shout out, but I want to say we're looking for new members, new additions to the Island Swim Club.
It's really elite, is one way to put it.
You want to talk about how you get into the Island Swim Club?
Well, anybody can really get into it theoretically, but few have tried and few have succeeded.
Very few. And the way you get in is you have to swim to the island. Now, that seems pretty easy to some people, but when you actually get out there and you start swimming, it's not easy.
No, it isn't.
Especially in the dark. And there's boats flying around you.
And that's an even smaller club. The Island Swim Club in the dark.
Yeah,
There's only two members.
That's pretty elite. No, the most elite is the Polar Island Swim Club.
In the dark.
In the dark. Like, it's frozen. You're underneath the ice the entire time. I don't think anyone's actually made it. Can't say I have.
I'm going to try this winter.
We're trying this winter. But before it gets too cold, we are looking and accepting new members for the Island Swim Club. So
all entries accepted.
If you want to get in that, if you want to get on this application,
there's an application online, quick and easy. Just need
just
resume,
hit us up
references.
hit us up on Facebook, and we'll get you started on the process.
Sooner better than later, since it's starting to get cold too.
To start us off, we're going to be talking about the high five game. Now, to me, that rates up there with Thumb War, and mainly because we're dealing with topics that no one really cares about, like who's excited for the cold weather, high five. Who wants to see Dan's hair get long? And the only people to stand up were who?
Well, Kyle and all the girls.
Exactly. So if we're going to continue to play this game, I want real topics.
Oh, like the Island Swim Club.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome, but not
the
quite.
Island Swim Club at night?
I mean, I was thinking more like something along the lines of
the Island Swim Club at night in the wintertime?
I was thinking more like who on RUF's going to get, together.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Downey's been single for 4 years. Ever since his dramatic breakup in high school, he's been looking to dust off the cobwebs and get back out in the game. We're not quite sure what this semester holds for Kyle Downey, but let me just say, biochemical engineering won't keep you warm at night, Kyle.
Yeah. So, yeah, high five game. Anyway, though, Kyle also emceed this week. He included the normal, talking about RUF, what it stands for, thank for all the newcomers, even though there's no newcomers, but that's a whole nother story. But the one thing that really was touching was how he just went into depth about the relationships he's made in RUF. And I think we should take a minute to say thanks, Kyle.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Kyle. But on to the music here. This week was pretty fun. I think there was only one song I didn't know. And once again, we had a new drummer. New drummer stepping in after Bree. She did a great performance. And the week before that, we had another guy. We won't rehash that, but
we don't have time for that.
We don't have time for that. But the new guy coming in, surprisingly, Kyle Downey, suddenly he has time for drumming.
All of a sudden.
And the thing that got me was he was like, yeah, they totally just asked me like 5 minutes before to start, and I did
like, oh, 10,000 Reasons? Yeah, I can play that one, I guess.
Kyle, how hard is it to play these songs? I mean, you're playing by feel. You don't need to practice. Yeah, but the music was good. Piano. Oh, who was on the piano? Was that Jenna? Yeah, that was.
Jenna can play.
Jenna was jamming out, and I was totally connecting there. And we had great vocals. We had great guitar. And I think overall, the music was
music's really
good.
coming along.
Yeah, I'm excited for the music this year. But then we had Brian's message and his opening analogy with the whole Virginia flag. Who was that? Claire?
Yeah.
Claire was the only one who could relate, and Brian, I kind of felt like he had a moment there with Claire, just one-on-one, like, hey, Claire, you know the Virginia flag. The rest of us sitting there like, cool, yeah, I know my flag.
Do you even know what the Colorado flag looks like?
Yeah, it's a big blue flag with like a yellow C for Colorado. It's very...
Wow, that's not cool at all.
Yeah, sorry. Anyways, but his message What were your thoughts on the message? Yeah, those were my thoughts too.
For afters last Thursday, we changed it up a little, went off campus to the big house, as it's referred to on the street.
And I'm going to say this. When I was heading there, I actually thought it was a big house. But here's a little play on words on the big house. It's actually quite small.
So small that we had to bust into the ceiling in their garage.
To make room for everyone. And we were bumping some music, and the neighbors thought we were throwing a party, and they tried to join in.
Classic RUF.
Class. I mean, that's the kind of fun you get at RUF. Whew. I'm ready for another one.
All right, grade of the week. What do you grade this one? Weird.
I'm going to go with a B+.
Improvement from last week. Why so?
A big improvement. Actually, I'm going to take that down. I'm taking it to a B.
Okay.
The opening game really, yeah, I didn't like the opening game at all. But afters was huge. Music was good. Message was on point. If we had a good, opening game, I would say I would give it an A. But for that, I'm sticking with B.
Okay.
What do you got?
I'm going to go a C.
C. Ooh.
For reasons not on the podcast, but...
Wait. What do you mean?
Well, all the girls are on one side and all the guys are on one side, and Kyle's on the girls' side, but whatever, I don't know.
Classic Kyle.
But it just throws me off every time I walk in. It's
Yeah, we need to mix that up. We need to mingle and discuss.
I feel like I have to sit on the guy's side.
Yeah. Well, we're going to change that this week.
It just makes us look like a bunch of second-rate citizens, you know?
Hooligans. It's a great word here. So your grade was a C. Not an improvement, but not
a lot of highlights. I mean, Afters was a blast.
Afters was great.
Opening game was not a blast.
Nope. So overall, I guess we average out at, would it average be C+?
Yeah, I'll give it a C+.
So you're giving it a C+.
Yeah, like it'd be like one of those grades that like the easy teacher would probably round you up to a B, but like this teacher's a realist.
Hey, this is
They said you got a 79. I'm not rounding you up to a B.
this is
That's what you got.
Beard, ladies and gentlemen. He's not going easy. He's not an easy grader. And now it's time for things that annoy us in RUF. Okay, for me, weird. Something that really annoys me is the in and out while Brian's giving his message.
Very distracting. I agree.
Very distracting. I mean, the door is heavy and it's not silent. So like when people go in and out, they're going in and out.
And instinctively, everyone just they just cock their head back and look.
Yeah.
So then
There's
like a mini episode, but it happens like 8 times.
Well, and Brian like stops and looks, and you're like, "Whoa, maybe it's someone cool. Maybe it's someone important."
There was a whole season of head jerks by the end of the night.
We all have like neck spasms, and I'm just saying, annoys me, irks me.
Yeah, it's like, why do they come for the opening game? They
And
don't
then
leave during the opening game. If you're gonna leave during the opening game.
Leave during the music.
Yeah, the music's great. It's good, but Brian's message is the focal point of RUF.
That's the highlight of the week. So don't leave then. All right, Beard, annoying things in RUF.
Well, for me in RUF, the thing that really irks me in RUF, really this year, is Kyle's hair. I mean, he said he was inspired by Dan, who supposedly is just a thespian of hair knowledge now, which I don't get because
big word right there.
he didn't get a haircut last year. How does that make him cool?
Now he just inspires people like Kyle.
So Kyle said he's trying to do this weird side part. It's like not quite Brian's thick flow, but I don't know. But it just catches my eye every week.
Kyle needs to stop, is what you're saying.
He needs to stop a lot of things, but he also needs to start some things.
Kyle's a work in progress.
That's another podcast, though. Now it's time for Fails of the Week, a popular segment on this show. But quick before that, I just want to give a quick shout-out to a well-deserved fan who's been there since day one. He resides on Sandoz 4. His name's Ethan Wright. Thanks, Big E. All right, first fail of the week, RUF Fourth Friday Chili.
Fail.
And why was that a fail, Paul?
Well, first of all, it's supposed to be First Friday Chili.
Yeah, I don't know what this Fourth Friday Chili is. It doesn't make sense.
But besides the point.
Is there 4 Fridays in every month?
I don't even know. That's a lot of math.
I don't know. First Friday just sounds better, though. I agree.
First Friday Chili. But at First Friday Chili, there was cup stacking.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to shake the old homeschool feel here, but they keep pulling stuff like that, so.
We're not going to get the cool people in with cup stacking.
Homeschoolers unite.
All right, next fail.
Braveheart?
Fail within a fail.
Oh, okay. Why?
And to elaborate on this, whoever decided that Birkenstocks and Chacos were cool?
Not me.
I mean, was there a vote? Was there a petition passed? Did we all vote, nay and nay on this at RUF one evening? Because for me, I find those aren't cool. And Kyle last night was talking about Chacos. He's like, for me, I just find those are a little feminine.
Classic.
And I was like, Kyle, you can't say that when you're wearing Birkenstocks.
On top of that, he'll slap a pair of socks on him.
He was wearing socks with his Birkenstocks.
Stocks and socks.
Stocks and socks. Oh, my.
Jocks and socks. People need to stop.
Yeah. So that is a fail. That whole fashion.
That whole movement.
The whole movement.
Needs to go away.
Kyle, Dan, a few other people.
Yeah.
Please. For all of us.
I want no shoes to be a thing.
Yeah.
Just barefoot. People are scared, so they slap a pair of Jocks on. They're scared of going barefoot.
I don't care.
It's another podcast.
Whoo-wee, did you increase the heat in here? Because I believe Eric Larson is on the hot seat.
When the music starts at RUF, you know exactly where Eric is.
There you are, trying to sing your version of the song, and
then Eric comes out with his own little mixtape in the back.
it kind of throws you for a loop there, but then you get in the groove. And
after a while, it's just normal, but I can only imagine how new people feel.
And Eric's one of those people, he's an advanced clapper.
Oh, he takes clapping. He could teach a class on clapping.
I mean, I know like, the backhand, the front hand clapping, and that's it. Eric.
And some people start claps in songs. Eric starts claps. He just starts like advanced claps.
Advanced clap. You're like, what did he? How? What was that? Did he make a noise with that hand motion? Somehow it sounded like a clap, and it looks very wow. But yeah, he's an advanced clapper. He's a clapper happer. Happy clapper.
He's a happy clapper.
He's a happy clapper. Eric is also a gamer. We talked about this the other time, a couple nights ago, podcast ago, I should say. And he's a gamer.
And not a video gamer, but a board gamer.
A board gamer coming in with games you've never heard of, and it doesn't surprise you though that Eric knows this game.
I don't know. It was called Trains.
Trains was one I played with him. Didn't know what the game was. It was fun, and that's the thing about Eric. Like he's one of those guys that
you never know what you're gonna get yourself into. Yeah. But it's usually fun.
Eric is one of those guys that you just have to know what an Ericism is.
True.
Now, to close the night off, we're going to take a look at a couple RUF singles and who we think needs to get together. I'm picking Joe Houston, Liz Merritt. Let's stick them together.
Well, here's the facts. Fact 1. One night in September 11th, Joe Houston promised Liz Merritt he would attend her essential oil gathering. Okay. Fact 2. Later that night, Joe Houston returned with a hand-given essential oil. Nobody else got one, just him. I have used it. It actually is essential. I don't know. That's another podcast.
Whoa, beard.
Essential oils might be coming around, but fact 3. Later that night, I have multiple sources in the Sunken Gardens in Lincoln. Those two names we mentioned were together alone.
Whoa! You heard it on RUF After Dark.
Fact 4.
Fact 4.
The most important fact. Joe's a regular attendee at the barn. He's there a lot.
Whoa.
We call him the barn animal.
Breaking news ticker across the bottom of your screen.
Fact 5.
We have 5.
This is the fact. This is actually a fan sent this one in. I didn't know about this, but the Twitter feed is blowing up. Fact 5 is somebody saw Joe and Liz kissing in the closet.
No!
Delete it.
Oh my. RUF After Dark has no limits.